again. I'm back at it again, man. Listen, we got a lot to discuss. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Again, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Malachi Corley, Davante Adams, Jets training camp. We're going to be discussing it all. Call in. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm about to connect the audio. We'll get right to it. Hold on.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. I'm back at it again, man. Listen, we have quite a bit to talk about, okay? Jets training camp has started, at least for the rookies, all right, and injured people as well. We'll be talking about that. But the vets report on the 23rd. We'll be talking about that. Practice is coming up, so camp's going to continue with practice. We're going to really get rolling. We're going to have a discussion about that. Malachi Corley, officially a New York Jet now. All right, he's been officially signed. We don't have to, there's a lot of fans that were mulling about that situation. We're also going to be talking about Davante Adams. There's been so much moving and shaking and rumors swirling about with Davante. We're going to talk about that. Man, we got so much to discuss. I got to get into the show. I'm hyped up. Listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. All right? I really appreciate that. I'm also on iTunes as well. All right. Going over to iTunes, type in The Long Beach Joe Show, The Long Beach Joe Show on iTunes. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a 5-star rating. Let me know how you folks feel as well, because there's a feedback option there. Go ahead and leave me some feedback. And I appreciate everyone that does that. Okay. And again, I want to thank everybody from overseas that listens to your boy. Everybody listens to me, period. But again, the overseas folks always astound me because, there's people so far away from me that listen to the show. It's crazy, I am also on Twitter, okay? Going over to Twitter or X or whatever you call it. I still call it Twitter, all right? It's people that be trying to get at you, boy. I'm always going to call it that, okay? Just, y'all got to let it go at this point, okay? Go on over to Twitter, okay? Type in at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe, all right? Follow your boy on there. I'll follow you right back, okay? And let's go back and forth and have the discussion. I have a lot of people. I have a lot of people that I have a lot of discussions with. I try to have discussions, but most people just want to argue. So we can do that too. Okay. At The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. My personal is YoungJ000. Okay. So we have a lot of fun doing that. All right. And for those of you that may not know, okay, because there's some people that don't know, your boy live streams the show on YouTube. Some people just catch the audio and they're like, oh, okay, we listen to the podcast. And then they go, whoa, wait a minute, Joe. We didn't know you were so handsome. We didn't know that you were on YouTube and you put up content on there. Yes. Okay, ladies, thank you. Okay, for the compliments. I'm just one man. I'm not arrogant or anything like that. I'm followed by a lot of beautiful people as well, and I appreciate y'all. But they didn't know that. So yes, I am on YouTube as well. We live stream the show on YouTube. Okay, going over to YouTube. All right, type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. All right, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you will be in the know. And also give the stream and videos a thumbs up and comment. Let me know how y'all feel, okay? So I want to thank y'all for that. And hey, when you come over here to YouTube, just know you're going to have to deal with some people, especially in the live streams, all right? And I call those people, my chat, the savages. You want to know why I call them savages? Because they're savage. Savage! Listen, man. They don't care. They don't care who you are, where you're from, what you're doing. They do not care. If they don't like your takes, they're going to let you know about it. No one's safe. Not even me. I'm not even safe. They don't like what I got going on. They say, Joe, hey, we're going to get you some straightening, okay? We're going to let you know what time it is, and we go at it. Salute to all the savages in the chat. Michael Piper, I see you. Val, Outlaw, I see you in the building. Todd, Dano, I see you in the building as well. He says, LBJ is the man. Salutes. Thank you so much. All right. Salutes to everybody. All right. Captain K, I see you in the building. Salutes as well to you. GVH. Back at it. I sure am. He also says Blog Talk blows. It does. Blog Talk is trash. Okay. But here we are. Let's not, here we are. Blog Talk's working. So we just going, let's just, let's see what's going on with Blog Talk. But hey, here we are. All right. The number to call in is 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639. All right, call in. We're going to be taking that. Salutes to all the callers. Let's get into the discussion, though, because man, oh man, do we have quite a bit to discuss. For those of you that may not know, Malachi Corley is now officially signed with the New York Jets. All right. Now, the Jets selected Corley in the 3rd round of the draft, as we know, and I was extremely excited. Guy out of Western Kentucky. And what he brought to the team, or what he brings to the team, is something that I'm extremely, extremely excited to see. Again, he officially signed with the Jets, 4-year deal, $6.07 million deal that includes a $1.2 million signing bonus. All right. Again, this is his rookie year deal. Now, the Jets were able to get this done, okay, before camp started. All right. They got it done a day before. And again, the training camp starts for the rookies on the 18th. It did start on the 18th. And again, 23rd for the vets, they have to report. And we're going to be talking about a vet that there's a lot of questions surrounding if he's going to report or not. But, what Corley brings to the table is he's a wrecking ball. He was a wrecking ball in college. And his ability after the catch is just insane, man. It's crazy. It's crazy what he can do. As we all know, he's the Yak King, right? He's the Yak King. In 2022, he had 970 yards of yak. It's crazy. He also had 40 broken tackles as well. Wow, man. Wow. When he gets the ball in his hand, he's a running back after the catch. Running back. He'll take it to you. And he did it against big-time competition. He played Ohio State. He had 8 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown that game. So when you see the things that he was able to do, it was like, man, look what he's going to be able to bring to the table. Now, he isn't some guy that's 6'5", 240, 250 or something like that. No, but he's a guy that, I'm telling you, he's a small in stature guy, but he'll drop his shoulder and try to run over corners, safeties, and all that. He is absolutely violent after the catch. He can really get going and get running. And one of the things I like that he brings to this offense is a bit of versatility, right? When you look at the Jets, I think we're really going to be running the ball quite a bit this upcoming season, right? We're going to be effective running the ball, especially with Aaron Rodgers back in the building. I think we'll see Breece Hall and the rest of our running back core, especially with our improved offensive line. They're going to be handing the ball off a lot, letting our running backs do their thing, really ground and pound, kind of getting back to that. And I think what a lot of teams are going to try to do is they're going to say, okay, we're going to start to play the run a bit more. We're going to try to clamp down on that. We're going to try to figure things out. And that's when Malachi Corley is going to get dispatched. Now, at first, I think there's going to be, some packages of plays for him, right? I think we'll see RPOs be utilized. I think we'll see, some quick stuff to get the ball in his hands, quick screens. I also think we'll see passes out to the flats. And that was one of the things that excited me as well, because I watched the Patriots for years. We watched the Patriots for years, completely cook us. Completely cook us, the New York Jets, and the rest of the NFL, right? With passes, quick passes out to the flats, whether it be, James White or Danny Woodhead. Anybody remember him? Or, any of the other guys that they had, Edelman, right? Where they would find a way to get the ball to a guy out quick in the flats, and he would take off and get 10, 15 yards, and the chains would continue to move. And a lot of that time that they were using those quick passes out into the flats, they were using it in lieu of their running game, right? People were struggling to kind of figure out how to stop the Patriots running game, and they started utilizing that. right? And there were times when their running game was struggling, but those passes to the flats were effective for them as well. So I like that. And what he brings to the table, again, I think some underneath stuff is going to be really big with him. And boy, oh boy, those RPOs are going to open up with him. Let me tell you, I'm telling you, he's going to have a field day within this offense. And even if you look back at Aaron Rodgers' past, you look at the Packers, him and Nathaniel Hackett, they had a lot of those plays dialed up for Aaron Jones and other guys as well, but mainly him, where you saw screens and a lot of underneath stuff with him. And I think Malachi Corley is going to kind of be utilized in that same way. So I'm excited about it. And again, I'm also excited about his growth, because right now we're just talking about him, being utilized within the packages. But once he continues to grow as a route runner, he's going to become even more deadly, because now when he gets out to the field, a lot of teams initially are going to be like, okay, we see him, we know there's a package, we know it's something coming, an RPO, maybe a jet sweep, or a quick out to the flats, or a screen. It's going to be something right in front of us, because that's his forte. But as he advances as a route runner, if you think you're going to play something short, Aaron Rodgers will look around, dial it up, and next thing you know, Malachi Corley is flying past you, for a 20, 30-yard bomb, and it's a touchdown, So I'm excited about him, excited about what he brings to the table, and I'm excited the Jets were able to get this done before camp started. I know there was a couple Jets fans that were, upset and saying, hey, get this done. It should be done immediately, but it got done, and Joe Douglas made it happen. So salutes to the Jets for that, and Malachi Corley, I'm extremely excited. Now, as we continue on, all right, the Jets placed 3 players on the PUP list, okay? Now, keep in mind, these players can be activated at any time, okay? At any time, all right? Now, these 3 players that they placed on the list, of course, Mike Williams. We just got him. We know that he's recovering from his injury. Hopefully, he recovers before, the season begins, and we'll see some things. But there's a lot of speculation that he probably won't be ready until the season starts, okay? Until the season starts. So we'll see what happens there. Also on the PUP list as well that's been placed, fullback Nick Bodden. Okay, we all like him, but he's going to be in a battle, because we got a young player, a young back that I think is going to push him as well. And also defensive tackle Leonard Taylor. Okay, this is another guy as well. We're looking forward. He can make a lot of big strides. There's a lot of expectations for him. There's a lot of people saying he might be competing to actually get within the defensive line rotation. So those are the 3 guys that the Jets have named on the PUP list. And again, camp, will continue on, and the veterans will report on the 23rd. So I'm excited about that and ready to go. Now we're going to talk a bit about the Davante Adams situation in news, okay? The Davante Adams situation is crazy, and let me tell you something. This situation kind of grew legs and started when Aaron Rodgers made a statement, okay? Now, this has been in the air. People have been talking about it, of course, in the past we have, but it really started to kind of burn and churn, okay, when Aaron Rodgers made a statement at a tournament, a golf tournament that he was at. Now, I want you folks to hear this, and we're going to dissect this situation.
What's up? Do you think Luke Getsy's going to utilize Davante Adams good in the new Raiders offense?
I love Luke Getsy. He's a fantastic coach.
Awesome.
I love Davante. I can't wait to play with him again.
Great. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
How's your game?
Okay. Now, what you just heard, okay, that was Aaron Rodgers. And the what he said, I cannot wait to play with Davante Adams again. Okay, now when he said that, there were some people that thought, oh, well, he's just talking about playing with him again, in a golf tournament, or maybe not even a golf tournament, but playing golf with him again, excuse me. Maybe he's just talking about playing golf with him again. Hey, okay, cool. Well, there was others that said when he said that he was talking about playing with him again live on a football field. And currently Aaron Rodgers plays for the New York Jets. So if Davante Adams was not going to be a Raider, right? Because he couldn't be a Raider and play, alongside Aaron Rodgers on a field, on a team together, that would mean that Davante Adams would be joining the New York Jets. That's what a lot of people started to say, okay? Now, I'm not going to go too crazy with this because, there's people that watch and, there's some tampering rules that are in place, but the flames of this situation also continue to get fanned when Breece Hall made a statement as well. And I want you folks to hear this from Breece Hall, man.
You say you're going to be Aaron Rodgers' best friend. I love that you're saying you're going to touch the ball other than him more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Then enter Davante Adams potentially. You're seeing this stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to be competing with touches with Davante?
Nah, I'm getting the ball the second most cigars. Davante, he knows he's gonna get his, but I'm definitely gonna be.
I'm sorry, is Davante a Jet?
Hey, you never know. You never know. We're always talking. We're always scheming.
Listen, yes, there we go. I said that you actually maybe go all in.
Yeah,
and make a big addition. You think we should?
I'm on board.
What would Davante bring to the team?
I mean, with him and then with Garrett and Mike Williams.
I was going to say, good thing you mentioned Garrett. I don't know if he likes this stuff.
Yeah, just pick your poison. Do you want me to beat you or do you want those three to beat you with Aaron? It's just.
Well. Here's Breece Hall. Here's Breece Hall, the New York Jet. The big running back that we got, our bell cow guy, one of our big playmakers. Here he is speaking about it, and he said himself, we're always scheming. We're always, basically, hey, we're always making moves. We're always looking. When asked, hey, is he currently a Jet or what's going on here? Now, this is not the first time that Breece Hall has made it known publicly that he wants certain players on the New York Jets, right? Or vying publicly for certain players to join the Jets. We've seen him vie publicly for, offensive linemen in free agency. We've seen that as well. We've also seen him vie as well for other wide receivers from other teams to join the New York Jets. And here he is talking about the Davante Adams situation, right? And basically vying and saying, hey, listen, we're always keeping our eyes open. We're always moving and shaking. So it's very, very interesting, right? Because this thing has grown legs and there's a lot of people talking about it. And now when I sit down as a fan, right, and that's all I am, I'm just a very big Jets fan. Would I like to have Davante Adams on this football team? Yes. Okay, I'd love it. If everything was just thrown out the window and we could just, hey, grab him. I'd love to have Davante Adams here as a Jet. But when I look at this situation, realistically, in my personal opinion, it's unrealistic. And here's why it's unrealistic. Adams wants to be a Raider, okay? He really wants to be a Raider. Like, that's his thing. He wants to be a Raider through and through. He's from, that area. It is what it is, okay? In April, he literally said, I do not want to go anywhere. I want to be a Raider. He said that. Okay? And so when you look at that situation, I know a lot of people are still trying to, hang on to the fact that he was upset with the organization and how they were dealing with things when Josh McDaniels was was the Raiders head coach. Well, Josh McDaniels is gone, okay? That was a horrible signing for the Raiders. The Raiders should have never have hired McDaniels ever. And they saw clearly what was going on. It took them a little bit, too long, in my personal opinion. And they got him up out of there, all right? Now, when they got him up out of there, they made Antonio Pierce their head guy. He's their coach. And it just completely changed the Raiders organization. The players are ready to run through a wall for him, okay? It was a breath of fresh air for that Raiders organization. Everyone there loves him from top to the bottom, everybody. From the owners to the players to the coaches to everybody loves Pierce and what he's brought, the sense of toughness. Everybody's buying in. The players love him. Through and through, this guy has absolutely changed the direction of the Raiders franchise, and they're excited about moving forward with him. And the guy that loves it is Davante Adams. Davante Adams loves Pierce. Max Crosby as well, okay? So with that change, I think that, again, that changed Davante. Because Davante looked at the situation and was like, with McDaniels here, we're not going to win. We can't win with him. He's not there. And also, we got a lot of things moving and shaking around here. And if we're not winning, then I want to be out of here. Well, with Pierce, that completely changes. So I think that keeps Davante there. Of course, we know Jimmy G is gone too, which Jimmy G was getting him blasted and killed. So I think that situation helps. And again, the Raiders are still, moving and shaking, trying to figure out their quarterback situation. But Jimmy G was awful. But then also when you look at the breakdown of how would the Jets possibly acquire him, like, I think from that standpoint it's unrealistic for the Jets. When you look at the draft capital that they would have to give up, you know that the Raiders would want a first rounder plus, okay? Because Davante is that good, right? Do the New York Jets have that type of capital to give up when we have so many things moving and shaking around this building? I don't think we do. I don't think we can give up a first rounder plus and be okay because, hey, the Jets don't have a quarterback of the future here. We don't, right? Aaron Rodgers is going to play with us this year, maybe next year. If he stays fully healthy this year, we can probably count on him next year. But after that, he's probably going to be gone. There is no answer here once Aaron Rodgers is gone. You can't fall off a cliff at quarterback because we still have the pieces here to compete once Aaron Rodgers is gone. We still have a young nucleus, and I'll get to that in a second as well. We still have a young nucleus that we can move forward with if the quarterback play is solid enough. And we can still push and compete and make strides here in this league. So when you look at it from that standpoint, I don't think the Jets can give up that type of capital, especially when you have other positions and need to be filled too. The type of capital you're going to have to give up, for Davante Adams. I don't know if we have that, I don't think we can afford the ability to do that. Then when you look at his contract, oh man, his contract is crazy, right? His contract right now, the cap number for 2024 is $25 million. Whoa, that's a lot, right? Then you look at 2025, his cap number total is $44 million. Then in 2026, it's another $44 million. Could somebody please explain to me how we're going to afford him alone when you got AVT, who's coming up for a deal as well? He's on a 5th-year option. If AVT is fully healthy, right? If he is fully healthy and ready to go, and he plays great this year, he's going to be an all-pro, Pro Bowl guard. You don't let that guy walk out the door, and you know he's going to command quite a bit of money. And if you let him walk out the door, best believe there'll be another team that'll sign him no problem, right? So you got to lock him in. He's been a guy that saved us time and time again. I mean, goodness gracious, the guy was from left guard to right tackle to left tackle. He saved our keister when he went out to left tackle. We were struggling. We had nobody to play there. We literally had nobody to play there. And he was like, I'll step in. I'll do what I need to do. And he went out there and played well. So, I mean, it's not a guy you want to get rid of. What about Garrett Wilson? Garrett Wilson's coming up for a deal too. You want to get rid of him? The offensive rookie of the year? The guy that shattered Keyshawn Johnson's rookie receiving record? This guy has over 1,000 yards. Like, what is going on here? I can't remember the last Jet player that had that. So how do you not make sure that Garrett Wilson is taken care of? And don't tell me that Garrett Wilson ain't going to command money. Listen, let me tell you something. If Garrett Wilson had solid quarterback play, that man would have easily have had 1,600 yards last season. If Aaron Rodgers was healthy, Garrett Wilson would have absolutely – there was games where Garrett Wilson was literally running down the field, waving his hands wide open, and they just couldn't get him the ball. There's been multiple games like that, right? You got to keep him a Jet. Hey, what about Sauce Gardner? Anybody want to talk about him? He's coming up on a deal too. He's literally the best cornerback in the league. He's literally the best. I'm not making this up because I'm a Jets fan. I am telling you that he's the best corner in the league. This guy is I don't even have to go through his accolades, do I? What do you think you're going to pay him? You're going to have to pay him top dollar to stay here too. Never mind the fact Jermaine Johnson's coming up. Breece Hall will be coming up. I can keep going. These are guys that are young guys that are nucleus guys here. Guys that you pray that you draft. Here they are. You got to keep them. You got to keep them here. So as much as I love Davante Adams, as much as I like him, and I think he's phenomenal, right? And I didn't even bring up like Michael Carter and all these other guys. Listen, it's not realistic. It's not realistic that the Jets are going to be able to make a move for him, attain him, and keep him here with that cap number and everything that comes in, the draft capital and all that stuff. I don't think it's realistic. And that's okay because I think the Jets can absolutely survive without him. We're not in a situation where we're completely void of weapons on this football team. We're not. We have weapons. The reason why most Jets fans think that we don't have enough weapons is because our quarterback situation has been so bad. It's been so bad that we can't get the ball to those weapons to make them effective. We can't do it. Our offense has been so bad because the quarterback play has been so bad and the offensive line play has been so bad. But those have been upgraded, okay, this upcoming season. We know the offensive line, we brought in Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses, these guys, right? We got a guard. That should be solid. Even Olu in the draft. So we should be all right. But the biggest upgrade that came back this year and is going to be healthy is Aaron Rodgers. So we're in a great space. And again, as much as I like the idea of making a move for Davante Adams, I just don't think it's realistic. I just don't think it's realistic. So as we continue on, we're going to talk about some other things as well. Oh boy, let me tell you. We're also going to be talking about Derek Carr. He made some statements about wanting to sign with the New York Jets. He was a guy that, again, we all know was interested in being here at one point. We were flirting with Aaron Rodgers. There was a lot of people pulling for him as well to come into the building. And I want you folks to hear some of the things that he said as well about, about the fact that he was ready to sign with the New York Jets. Here's Derek Carr.
So with the Jets thing, that was weird because you had to know they wanted Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah. And the thing which was different in that situation, Aaron's a 9 billion time MVP, right? And all that kind of stuff. But you still have to trade for him. Whereas I'm free, and you can still keep those picks. You can still, I was not asking for as much money as whatever they say your market is. I was like, I don't want to do that because I want, wherever I go, man, I just want to win. And so use the money. I don't care. And so that situation, I remember sitting there with Saleh. He's like, look, man, we'd love to have you. It's up to you. I was like, I would love to make that decision right now because Robert Saleh I am probably his biggest fan. I absolutely 10 out of 10 love him, would run through a wall for him, even if he's not my coach. I'd still if he was like, I need you to do this. Yes, sir. I would do it.
Yeah.
And so that whole situation, that was the hardest thing because my brother knew Coach Saleh and he was like, he knew I love New Orleans, but he's like, you're going to see Saleh. He was like, you're probably going to stay.
Yeah.
He was thinking I was going to sign because of Saleh. And I remember going there and I was like, I promised myself I had to go through the process because I didn't want to sign and then think, well, what did that team think?
Right.
Or what could they do? You
right.
know? And so that was hard, but yeah, I mean, it was a weird situation, but at the same time, trading for Aaron wasn't a guarantee, for them, at that time.
Yeah. So you could have made the decision right then. It was in your court. They were like, we want you to be the quarterback.
I could have, I could have, but there was it just wasn't the right time for me because there was still 4 or 5 teams that I had to hear from.
Right.
And so it ended up working out, for both of us.
Yeah. So listen to Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr, there was some things on the table, and he said, hey, I still got to go, look around. I still got to figure some things out. He toured with other teams, and, hey, he decided to move forward. And, again, he's in New Orleans. It worked out for the Jets, and it worked out for him as well. He's with the team that he, wanted to be here. And here we are with Aaron Rodgers in our, in our grasp, and he's a New York Jets, which is beautiful to see. But one of the things that he talked about that I keep telling people, and we saw this the second that we signed Saleh, was his admiration for Robert Saleh and what he brings to the table as a head coach, which I think is huge. We've known that, Robert Saleh has attracted so many players to the New York Jets, right? The second that we signed him, there were so many players that came out, former players, that had played with him, or former players that had played with him as a coach, as a defensive coordinator, or guys, people that had been around him as well throughout the league, that said, hey, immediately, the New York Jets got it right. The New York Jets got it right. They brought the guy that they should have brought into their building, and he's going to help turn things around, okay? And it's going to be a very interesting season, this upcoming season, because we know that they're on the hot seat, okay? Woody Johnson he didn't say they were on a hot seat officially, but he made it very clear that if the Jets don't make the strides that he believes that they should make, if the Jets don't make the playoffs, so they fall short and things just fall off the rails and things are not looking good, more than likely everybody is up out of here, okay? He's going to get rid of everybody. But as long as we've been here, Saleh, there's some things he's got to work on, time management, stuff like that. But we've seen that there are so many players that love what he brings to the table, and he's taken this defense from really bad to really good. So I'm excited to see. I mean, Sulla was one of the reasons Aaron Rodgers wanted to come here as well, right? One of the big reasons, Sulla and Joe Douglas, right? When you listen to Aaron Rodgers, he realized, hey, the Jets have some pieces, right? Not only along on the field, not only the players, not only in that locker room, but they've got a coach that I think I can win with as well. And he decided to come here because of what Sulla brought to the table. So I wanted to touch on that as well. Again, the number is 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is number. Call in. I am taking all callers. Man, it's been so exciting to watch this. And now, again, training camp getting rolling, underway. You look at the situation as well. I want to talk about Hassan Riddick. Listen, man, to this point, and again, we're live, okay, on a Friday night. No one is worried if Hassan Riddick is going to show up to camp. We know he didn't show up to anything voluntary, all right, missed out on a workout bonus. Then he turned around. He didn't show up to any of the mandatory stuff. We know he was fined for that. And now we're sitting here wondering if he's going to show up to camp or to training camp. If he does not show up to training camp, he will get fined $50K a day. 609, I'll come to you in a second. $50K a day, okay? And we also know that Hassan Riddick wants a new contract. He's made that very clear. That was one of the reasons why the Eagles got rid of him. With the second that they signed Huff and brought him into the building, it was, hey, we'll send you to the Jets. We traded for him, made the move, and he's here now. We thought that everything was good. Depending on who you listen to, the Jets said, from the Jets side, they said they called him. They discussed things, let him know, hey, we're not going to give you a deal immediately, but we'll figure things out down the road, and that he accepted that and was ready to play on the deal, the final year of the deal that he has. You listen to his side, and his side is saying, hey, when the Jets contacted him, he made it clear that I want a new deal. And they made the move, and here he is. And now, according to a lot of people, he's playing that leverage. Listen here, man. Bryce Huff is out the door. You got Jermaine Johnson. Outside of that, there's no proven pass rusher. We all like Will McDonald selection, but he's not a proven pass rusher. Was deactivated quite a bit last season, and then didn't play as much as we all thought that he would. So we're going to figure things out. I'm hoping that he shows up to camp. I'm hoping that things get moving and shaking surrounding him, and I hope that the Jets are able to work some things out. But things are not looking good right now, okay? But we'll be having that discussion again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I am taking all callers, all right? Please, everybody, hit that super chat. I want to thank everybody that does that. Also, if you want to give to the program, my Cash App is down there as well. You can give that way too. There's some people that don't like to hit the super chat. They say, Joe, we like the Cash App. Please hit that as well. Please give the stream a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you will be in the know. Also, share the stream across your social media with your friends and family. It's always greatly appreciated, okay? And always keep in mind when you call into the show, I love all the callers. I love talking to people about the New York Jets. But when you call in, there's one rule on my show, no cursing. I'm telling you, if you do that, I'll get you out of here. I'm talking fast. Faster than we got Jamal Adams out of here. Oh, that was fast, man. I don't know if he signed with anybody. Anybody know if he signed? I'm telling you, the wrath that was brought to me, okay, for talking about Jamal Adams and getting rid of him was furious, all right? Again, all the savages in the chat, please keep giving your thoughts here. I'll come to you guys in a second. All your thoughts and comments, salutes and respect to y'all. Any questions y'all have as well. I have my discussions with the savages in the chat. We definitely go back and forth, but I'm one man, all right? I'll get to you folks in between calls. And again, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. First caller that I'm going to Mike. We're coming directly to Mike, and we've got to have this discussion. For those of you that do not know, listen, Mike, he is a savage. Savage! Mike, salutes. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Listen, I want to start right here with you, man. You look at this situation, there's a lot of talk and hoopla surrounding the Jets and Davante Adams. A lot of people screaming trade for him. There's some people, that are willing to give up everything in the world for him. What are your thoughts on this situation, and do you think it's realistic for the Jets to make a move for Davante?
First, to answer your question, Jamal Adams signed with the Titans.
Oh, he signed? Okay. He's with the Titans. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So then with Davante, I don't want him. It's going to cost us too much. He's 32 years old. He's on a down slope of the career. Figure with the Jets, our luck, we get him, and then he's like in the decline. We don't need him.
Okay. Look, I look at it like, hey, it's not realistic, but I understand why Jets fans want him. He's a phenomenal wide receiver, right? Like, he makes plays, but I just don't think that we have enough for him as far as cap, and I also don't think we have enough, capital. Like, we can't give away the draft capital that I think it would take to get him as well. Now, as we continue to talk about this football team and everything moving and shaking, what are your thoughts about Malachi Corley getting officially signed by the Jets before the start of camp?
Oh, that was big. I can't wait to see him in pads. I really can't. I want to see a lot of formations with him and Gibson too in the formation too. I would like to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
But I think Jake Gibson's going to have a really good year this year. Second year in the system. He's going to be more polished on his routes. So I think it would be deadly. I think they would be deadly.
Now, I think it's going to be phenomenal as well. I'm excited about him because of what he's going to be able to bring to the offense as far as a new wrinkle. I think he's going to definitely be a guy they're going to use in different type of ways. And I can't wait to see him with the ball in his hands because he's so vicious after the catch. And I think that's going to be huge as well. And just getting the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands quickly, I think is going to benefit the Jets as well. Keeping him out of harm's way, not taking any hits on some long drops or anything like that. So as you look at this wide receiver core, right, as we're looking, is there a player that you're going to be keeping your eyes on outside of Malachi Corley? Is there a guy that you feel is a guy that might be on the bubble or might be, really fighting for a position or spot in camp that really needs to improve, or he might be on his way out the door?
I like Brownlee. He could take a step up. Usually like it's the third year. Receivers take a step up. Same thing with Charles too. It's like he really shined on special teams, and he's going to have to do something now since we lost what's his name, Hardy. Teamer.
Say it again.
The special team, the Pro Bowl special team that we have from the Saints. What's his name? What's his name? Hardy.
Yeah, Greg. I know who you're talking about. Excuse me, Hardy.
Yeah.
The corner. Yeah.
Yep. I can see that. I don't know, but like, if they bring 8 guys in a box, Rodgers is going to pick them apart. Because I think they're going to be run heavier in the beginning of the year to get everything going, get the line going and everything. But I think Aaron Rodgers will just pick these defenses apart. I mean, it's like another coach on the field. Like I can't wait. I wish summer was over. We get this thing going.
Yeah, I'm fired up about it as well. I think Aaron Rodgers is absolutely going to have a field day, this upcoming season. But what are your thoughts about a lot of people that are coming out of the woodwork and doubting Aaron Rodgers' ability because of his age? A lot of people looking at him saying, well, he's a 40-year-old guy and all this other stuff. What are your thoughts about that now? There's so many media people, so many, fans from other teams, even some of our own fans are doubting him because of his age and coming off of the Achilles injury.
Well, it's the fake news media. They have nothing to talk about right now. So they hate Rodgers because he speaks his opinion, and they can't stand that. And there's a lot of Jet haters out there, and they just do clickbait. They have something to write about. I mean, look what they did to Sauce Gardner. ESPN gave him the number 3 ranked cornerback.
Yeah. And
the one guy kept him off the top 10 because if he didn't keep him off the top 10, he would have been number 1. It's like they're all just Jet haters. It's all fake news. It's all clickbait. Yeah. I think Aaron Rodgers with a chip on his shoulder. That's what I want because he's going to go off.
No, listen, you're right, man. I'm so excited again watching him going into this season because the what he's going to be able to bring to this offense. Like you said, he's like another coach on the field. He's a guy that knows every single thing that you're doing, and he's going to be able to pick you apart. This is literally his offense. He built this offense. So he's going to be able to go out there, dial things up, and we're going to see a difference in the offense from what we saw last season. He's going to be able to crush you. He's going to be able to take advantage of all the things that the quarterbacks from last season couldn't take advantage of. And I cannot wait to see that. Now, as we continue on, Mike, I want to talk to you about this defense, man. Listen, I want to know, Hassan Riddick, man, what are your thoughts about him in his situation, and do you think he'll actually show up to camp?
I think he will. Joe Douglas and them, they did their homework before they drafted him. They knew that he needed extension, you know. I think they'll do because he's looking for guaranteed money, because I think this year he gets $15 million. I think they'll do something where they'll tie this year and next year and give a lot of guaranteed money to him, and I think that'll do it. Okay,
you think that'll do it? I don't know, man. I got a weird feeling. He didn't show up to anything voluntary. He didn't show up to the last mandatory stuff. I think he's a guy that looks at this situation and goes, I have a lot of leverage, right? The Jets are in a situation where they're, supposedly, you know, they're pushing to win a Super Bowl. If you're looking from a Hassan Riddick standpoint, they're looking to take a Super Bowl here. They're looking to make their push. This is a season where there's a lot of pressure on that front office, Joe Douglas as well, right? And there's no proven pass rusher. And we've seen in the past when the Jets can't consistently get to that quarterback, this defense can kind of struggle. You can go back and watch last season. We played the Cowboys. I think we had 1 sack on Dak Prescott, and they picked us apart. You look at the next game. I think we played the New England Patriots. We had 0 sacks, I believe, against Mac Jones, and they beat us. And that Patriots team was we all went into that game saying they were terrible, but we could not get to Mac Jones. We couldn't get to the quarterback, and a lot of it was, hey, get the ball out of your hands quickly so the Jets can't get on your quarterback, and then, you know, you can pick them apart. There was a lot of questions last year, especially early in that little slot, where people were kind of questioning the Jets' defense. I remember this. People were saying, if they can't get to him, you know, is this really, you know, the best defense in the league? I remember, you know, those couple weeks where there were some questions there with the Jets' defense. So when you look at that, if Hassan Riddick does not show up to camp, the only guy that's proven is Jermaine Johnson. That's it. And even him, only 7.5 sacks. That means he's got to get double-digit sacks this upcoming year. He's got to. And then you look at Will McDonald, and the pressure that wasn't on him, right, now ratchets up again, because we absolutely need you to show up in year 2, right, way bigger than you did the first year. And we also need you to get double-digit sacks in a Super Bowl or bust season for a lot of Jets fans. I mean, give me your thoughts, Mike.
All right, well, let's remember, in the Cowboy game, there were so many holding calls on the Cowboys that they didn't call. I mean, it was horrendous. And then C.D. Lamb, he picked us apart. I don't know why they didn't put sauce on him the whole game. You know, after they see what they were doing, you know, put sauce on him. Let him travel with him.
Well, do you remember it was a lot of short passes, quickly getting the ball out of his hands. A lot of guys. You remember we were getting picked apart that way, and we just couldn't get to him. But continue what you take.
Yep. All right, so then even like with ESPN, how ESPN they screwed Sauce, you know. They gave him a number 3 cornerback rating. You know, it's like, it's a joke. The one guy didn't have him in the top 10. I think Will McDonald, he only played like 18% of the snaps last year. Same thing with Jermaine Johnson's first year. And then I think Will McDonald, he's reported in. He's at 255 now. He put on like 20 pounds. So I think he's going to take the next step, especially in his defense. You know, with Salah, you know, I think the Jets are going to be okay. Reddick will come in on time. He'll learn the defense. I'm not worried. I'm really not worried.
Okay. So as we continue to talk about this team, Mike, and you're giving us some great takes, man, we know that training camp injuries sometimes, you know, they happen. We've seen them here, and it's hurt us as well. You know, we've seen it. When you look at this situation, right, what player outside of Aaron Rodgers, so you can't say Aaron Rodgers, what player on this Jets team do you think the Jets can least afford to have get injured in camp going into the season?
I would say AVT.
Okay. You pick AVT. Tell me why. Give me your take. Why?
Yeah. Well, he's coming off the Achilles, all right? Especially with the home turf, the AstroTurf. You know, I don't know why they don't go to grass. I really don't understand that.
Yeah.
The only good thing about that is even if AVT plays the whole year, we'll still get him at a good contract because he missed the last 2 years with injuries, you know. So we'll get a cheaper discount on that.
I don't think we'll get a discount. I'm telling you right now.
You don't think?
No, let me tell you why. Listen, I'm a Jets fan just like you and everybody else. We say that all the time, right? Oh, well, you know, a guy's been injured quite a bit. Sometimes, you know, we'll get a discount. I remember Quinnen Williams had a year where he had a foot injury and it cost him some time and some stuff like that. And he came back and he just, like, everybody was like, oh, well, you know, the deal will get done. It's just, you know, we'll have it. Listen, when players show up the way that we saw Quinnen Williams show up with the talent, right? He was phenomenal. We've seen other guys show up and they can show the league, hey, we're putting you on notice. We're some really good players. They get paid big money. They get paid big money. It is what it is. If AVT shows up this year fully healthy, does his thing, takes care of business, and looks like the AVT that we all know that he could be, he's going to get paid big money. He's going to get paid like one of the top guards in the league. And not only that, not only can he show you he can be a good guard, this guy literally shows you he's a Swiss Army knife. That's extremely valuable in the NFL. He's literally showed you he's played everything but center. Everything but center. But he could probably play center too.
And he can play center too.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. You know, salutes to Jay Mitch. Jay Mitch says the entire Jets team is basically on a contract season. Yeah, ball. If he balls out, I'm telling you, like if he plays well, sky's the limit. He's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid. This is a guy that's he showed you I could play left. He could play left tackle. He literally can play left tackle. We've seen him do it. It's insane.
And
it's insane.
If he plays all the time. If he plays all the time too, Brees Hill will have 2,000 yards.
Yeah, I mean it's insane. So I don't think any of these guys are gonna. No one I think is gonna come on a deal. I don't think anybody's gonna give the Jets a hometown discount. It just doesn't work like that. I think but these guys are going to get paid, man. They're going to get paid, and every single time. People were talking about that with Quinnen Williams, and Quinnen Williams got one of the biggest contracts, I think, in Jets history. He deserved it. It. He's balled out. So there's some other guys as well, you know, that definitely going to get paid too along the offensive side of the ball as well. Well, let me tell you, AVT is interesting. But continue on. So you were saying AVT is not a guy that we can that we can risk losing, and I respect that. I think that's true. Man, I think that's true. He's one of the guys as well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and my thing is, if Hassan Riddick doesn't show up to camp and he actually holds out going into the season, I think a guy whose value is going through the roof that you can't afford to lose is Jermaine Johnson. If Jermaine Johnson goes down in camp and we still have issues with Hassan Riddick, oh brother, there's gonna be some. Yeah, there's gonna be some issues. So my final question for you, Mike, before I let you go, give me the position battle that you're looking forward to watching the most in camp.
Let me see. It's probably going to be the second string running back.
Okay.
And see what else. Maybe that's safety. I think that's it. I think it's the running back position. That's it.
So that's it?
I think we're loaded everywhere else.
Okay. So you're not thinking about wide receiver? There's a battle there at wide receiver. There is.
Nah, because Lazard sucks. Mike Williams might not be ready for the year, you know, but I think Lazard can fill in for like 2 games before Aaron Rodgers starts yelling at him for dropping the balls. Maybe Brownlee can step up. In that position.
Safety.
We'll see. Only thing I can see is the running back.
Yeah,
you know, I think it's going to be questionable with Izzy and Cohen. Who's going to make that third, fourth spot, and then who's going to be the punter or kicker center too? You know, with the new kickoff rules. You know, that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, look, I got you. That running back position, I think, is going to be very interesting. Well, the battle that's going to be there, like you said, Braylon Allen is a guy that people just have penciled in as the Jets' number 2 running back. Just, hey, he's going to be the guy.
Don't sleep on Davis. Don't sleep on Davis either. You know.
My thing is, I'm wondering if, again, Nick Bawden is on a pup list. I'm wondering if Nick Bawden is going to have somebody look over his shoulder, with when it comes to Isaiah Davis possibly taking his spot. There's a lot of people saying that Davis could take that fullback spot. So that could be tough for him. But a lot of people counting Izzy out. Go ahead.
Mm. But Izzy gets hurt a lot. That's the only thing going against him. And I could see Davis taking over the fullback spot because he'd be better at a screen coming out of the backfield. He'd be more deadly. He'd be faster. But I like the fullback too. I like him too. But sometimes you got to go. You got to go.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Going back in. That was a good take. Listen, Mike, it's been phenomenal speaking with you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right, you always give us some good takes.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. You have yourself a good one. Listen, Mike coming up with some takes, man. I respect it. Yeah. Listen, Mike gave us something right there. There's a lot of things moving and shaking. When you talk about these battles, man, I'm looking at it. I'm saying to myself, I know a lot of people aren't, Mike just said, hey, I'm not really worried about this wide receiver battle. I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, there's some guys there. I want to see if Brownlee's going to be able to snatch a spot. It really depends on how many wide receivers the New York Jets take. But that Malik Taylor, Charles Brownlee, battle is going to be tight, man. Because, of course, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Xavier Gibson, I think, has a spot here. Malachi Corley, of course. Alan Lazard would be cut, right? But we can't cut him because of how his contract is set up. But after this season, if he don't step up, he'll be gone. So if the Jets keep 6 wide receivers, if they do that, man, you got Brownlee, you got Irvin Charles, you got Malik Taylor battling for a spot. And we've seen Brownlee really put some things together. 857, I'll come to you in a second. We've seen Brownlee put some things together where he's extremely impressive, right? Anybody remember that? He was catching footballs, making crazy catches, right? Then we saw, again, there's been talks about Irvin Charles, not just because what he can do as a receiver, but some of the things that he can do on special teams. Malik Taylor is also impressive as well. I think that battle for that last spot is a lot more intriguing than what people are trying to say. A lot more intriguing. All right? Never mind the fact that there's also some battles within this defensive line rotation. I know Leonard Taylor right now is on the PUP list. He can be activated at any time. That's a guy that's being talked about as a guy that can get into the rotation who had a high draft analysis at one point before he fell. Could he be a guy that really does raise? And again, there's a lot of battling. Michael Clemens better step it up. A lot of mistakes last season, a lot of penalties. You got guys on your tail this upcoming season. Takaris is here now. Again, Bruce Hector in the building. Leonard Taylor, Jalen Holmes. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that are going to push. Ken Law. There's a lot of people that are going to push. Let me tell you something. Clemens better be up to task. All right. I'm going to get back to these lines because I'm telling you, I could talk about these battles. I cannot wait. Again, salutes and respect to all the savages in the chat. I'll come to you in a second. Salutes to Outlaw. Talking about Malachi Corley. He says, a.k.a. Debo Samuels, a.k.a. Golden Tate. He's going to be that type of player, hopefully, yeah. Guys that once you get the football in their hands, they're deadly after the catch. Salutes to Outlaw. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, we're going to Chris. We already know what time it is when we go to him. Hold on. For those of you that do not know, Chris, he's a savage. Savage!
What's up?
What's going on? Listen, we already know what time it is. You're a passionate Jets fan. You always bring us solid takes. I want to go right here with you, okay? A lot of talk about Davante Adams and the Jets. There's a lot of Jets fans that I've spoken to that have screamed, we need to make this move. They do not care what we have to give up. They do not care what it costs. Make it happen. If you got to get rid of people, do it. Give me your thoughts, Chris. If you're a New York Jets general manager, are you making this trade for Davante Adams? Are you making a trade for him?
Yes.
Okay, you're making a trade for him. Hold on.
The future is now.
Okay, hold on. Okay, Chris, you of his own free will, of his own volition, Chris says, yes, I'm making a trade for him. Okay, if you're Joe Douglas, What are you willing to give up, Chris?
I would give up first round pick
Okay.
next year,
Okay.
and maybe a pick in the future, and maybe even a player.
Wow. Okay. So let's say the pick in the future. So you're giving up a first round pick from this next year's draft, 2025. So you're giving it the first rounder's gone.
Right.
All right.
Right.
What is the other
Yep.
pick you're giving up? Are you giving them a second rounder from 2026?
No. I'm giving them maybe a third round, maybe in 2006 or something.
Okay, so you're giving a first and a third, and the player that you're giving out. What player are you giving up? What player do you think the Raiders will want?
I'm giving them a receiver. I'm giving them Malachi Corley.
Oh my God! you just drafted Malachi Corley. How you're flush, Chris? I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm saying a player like that.
Come on, Chris.
Here's why.
You just drafted Malachi Corley. Go ahead, I'm listening.
But listen to me. But Davante Adams was not available at that time. Oakland is rebuilding their organization. They're getting a new team, giving them a young receiver in exchange for a guy who's stretch run, whose time is now. And
Wow.
hear me out. And I've told you this multiple times.
I'm listening.
This is what I'm talking about, right? Multiple times. The reason the Jets have not won in the last 50-something years is because we have been not bad enough to get the draft choices in order to rebuild our franchise. And number two, we have, and another thing is we haven't had the quarterback. We have the quarterback, right? We have Aaron Rodgers. His best weapon is Davante Adams. When is it? Like I said, everybody wants to say, well, listen, and this goes for the extent I heard everything you said on the thing about Sauce Gardner and Jermaine Johnson and Breece Hall and all that stuff. And I told you, hey, man, you guys are going to have to take the franchise tag for 2 years. And if you don't like it, hey, that's part of the rules.
Chris, you can't.
Our job as a Jet organization, listen, our job as an organization is to win. It is the time to win. It's the time to push the cards to the table.
Chris, but you can't afford to do that. Chris, you're talking about giving everybody the franchise tag. You can't afford that, man.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You can't do that. You can't afford to give Sauce. Listen, I love Davante Adams. I think he's a phenomenal player, Chris. I do. But this man's cap number is $44 million in 2025, and then another 44. His total cap number is 44 in 2026. It's $25 million this upcoming season. How you can't afford him? You just can't. And then you have guys coming up for deals. You just said, well, you're just going to franchise tag everybody. How could you possibly do that?
You can sign them. You can sign them and restructure the contract to make it more affordable. But this is what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. And here's the difference. Okay,
I'm listening.
Between the older Jet generation fan and the new one. We suffered through years of mediocrity with no quarterback, nothing.
Yeah.
Some of us is in our 40s and stuff. We supported this team through thick and thin. We went to the Meadowlands. We went to the Shea Stadium. We've done it all, okay? And I think that the fan base that supported this team, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Needs to go all in. And I feel like adding Davante Adams makes us a certain Super Bowl contender. Right now, when we're cool, we don't know. It's a lot of exit, but I think we're built to win right now. I think the left tackle position is secure. I think the left tackle, Tyrod Smith, is a beast. You drafted your young tackle behind it, even though I would have went somewhere different. You got a decent guy who can back him up. He's definitely one of the best tackles in the draft. You got Morgan Moses, who's Iron Man. Okay, you got a good offensive line. You got a decent offensive line right now.
Yeah. Guys
who can block for Aaron Rodgers. You got a quarter. When is it? Like I said, you guys want to build for a whole year. When is going to be the time to go all in? And like I said,
But Chris, why do we need to go all in? Hold on a second. Why do we need to go all in? Listen, we're already all in.
Because we never had a quarter.
We literally are all in right now, Chris. We're all in right now because we went and got Aaron Rodgers. Yes, we are. We literally traded away quite a bit of draft capital for Aaron Rodgers, and then thank goodness he gave us back $30+ million. We're all in with him. Look at what we've done. We just traded for Hassan Riddick. We just brought him into the building.
So look.
I mean, we are all in. This Jets team is. Hold on a second, Chris. This Jets team is not like you're acting like we have no weapons, like we don't have anything. We do have weapons. We do. Garrett Wilson is a big weapon. We got Jeremy Rucker. We got Tyler Conklin. This entire offensive line has been changed. We're all in. We went and got Tyron Smith. We went and got Morgan Moses. We shored things up along. We got guys coming back healthy. You got Breece Hall, who's one of the bigger weapons in the league. He's one of the best running backs in the league. We have weapons. This Jets team is a Super Bowl contender because of Aaron Rodgers. That's why we weren't last season, because of Zach Wilson and Trevor Siemian and other bums that we had. That was the issue. The Jets defense is unbelievable. It's literally the best defense in the league. If the Jets could just score a decent amount, we would have been in the playoffs last year.
But we've always had good defenses, Joe, and I'm arguing with that. We've always had good defense. We've had defenses. We've had great defenses. All of it. Our offense is why we haven't won.
And that's why it changes when Aaron Rodgers is here. Aaron Rodgers is here now. Yes, our offenses were bad. Yes, I'm here to acknowledge that with you. We had a good defense last year, right? We had a good defense the year that Mike White was here, right? When he took over, the defense was phenomenal that year, right? We had a chance to go to the playoffs. I think it was 6 games. We couldn't win one of them to end the season, right? The offense was bad. That was not an offense that was helmed by Aaron Rodgers. None of those offenses were helmed by Aaron Rodgers. None of them. Do you think that Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers was fully healthy and on this team, that those offenses would have been that bad? No, I don't think that at all. Give me your thoughts.
This year, I'm talking about 2024.
Yes.
Would the Jets have a better chance if Davante Adams is on the team?
Yes, we would have a better chance as Davante Adams, but hold on a second. But you're acting like we don't have a chance at all without him. We are set up to win. Yes, we are. We have the best defense in the league. They shut everybody down. Everybody. Trust. Like, you watch them. I watch. They shut everybody down. Our offense is the biggest issue. So, if now with Aaron Rodgers here, right, we go into this season, teams can't even defend us the same. All they did last year was stack the box. That's all they did. They brought everybody and their mama. I'm talking all-out blitzes. We saw them before. Right. We can do nothing about it. Do that against Aaron Rodgers and see what happens to you. Please. I am welcoming other teams to stack the box against Aaron Rodgers every single play because he's absolutely going to dissect you. He's going to pick you apart. That's what was. That is the change with him here.
Zach Wilson was a terrible quarterback. He's a terrible quarterback.
The offensive line was terrible too.
It happens in the NFL. Yeah, the offensive line was terrible too. I agree with that. They made a big error by not drafting the offensive lineman and solidifying the line. I agree with that. I really thought Mekhi Becton was going to be a lot better than he was.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed in that, but it is what it is. So, like I said, I'm very disappointed in Mekhi Becton. I thought he was going to show the world that he was, But again, some guys are just played, and that's my concern. One of my concerns, obviously, and I'm glad they signed that guy from the thing is. That new guy, the guard that they signed from the XFL, he was pretty good. He's a pretty good backup. I've seen him play. He's tested. So, is Elijah Baratucca, is he injured play? That's another thing on offensive line. But as far as Davante Adams, it makes us a better team this year. I feel it makes us a Super Bowl. Not there's nothing that's guaranteed. But I think that, adding a guy like that and maybe mortgaging some of the future for getting a guy like this in the thing would actually do a lot better than just staying pat and acting like if Malachi Corley is going to come in here and light up the NFL and be the Deebo Samuel type guy and this is a grown man's league, man. You got guys with mortgages. You got guys with a lot of ESPN, man. They're not gonna. This ain't no college kid game.
Listen.
And just because you were good in college, don't mean you're going to be good in the NFL.
No,
I mean, it happens, but
Chris, I hear you, but I'm telling you, and you just touched on something I spoke on earlier. Well, not touched on it a little bit. Aaron Rodgers, we probably got one more year here. I'm thinking probably next year's first round pick or this upcoming draft first round pick. You never know. We could be looking at grabbing a quarterback because there's nothing after Aaron Rodgers. So the capital that you're giving up is definitely capital that we're going to have to utilize to move up to grab somebody. Because if Aaron Rodgers does what Aaron Rodgers does, we're going to be at the bottom of the first. And this Jets team doesn't need to fall off of a cliff. It doesn't need to fall off of a cliff at the quarterback position because we have the young pieces to still continue to compete. So I hear what you're saying, and I respect your take. But I'm telling you, making the move for Davante Adams is tough. Now, as we continue to talk about this team, Chris, because I know you got some takes for us, give me your thoughts. You look at this offense, man. What offensive position battle in camp are you looking forward to watching the most?
I mean, the third. I mean, one of the things receiver. I forget the kid's name that ran the kickback. I forget his name.
Are you talking about Xavier Gibson?
Xavier Gibson. Mm-hmm. Xavier Gibson. He seems like he got his head on. He seems like, he's ready. He was fast. He was elusive last year. And sometimes it takes you a while to get into into an NFL kind of environment. Mm-hmm. So I think that he'll be ready to go. I mean, and obviously you got the rookie Malachi Corley. Mm-hmm. So, but I think that Xavier Gibson is a better route runner. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at that matchup and seeing who. And another one is the offensive line, and if Olu Fashanu gets back to starting lineup in some way, either at guard or either at tackle. So it's going to be very interesting because he's really good. He's really good. I talked to some people at Penn State, and they say this guy is the truth. So I believe him.
What are your thoughts about Hassan Reddick? I mean, you look at the situation, no voluntary stuff. The mini camps he didn't show up to. I mean, do you think he shows up to training camp? Do you think he's there day one?
I don't think so. I think that this is a thing that goes on. It happens in the NFL where guys get the thing. So this happens. So who knows? I mean, I think most of all that he'll be in a position where the Jets may do something, may give him some extra money, and he'll be all right.
You kind of broke up there, Chris. Are you with us?
No.
You're kind of breaking up. You're breaking up. I think we lost Chris. Okay. I mean, he gave us some takes. He said what he had to say, man. He said, I'm going to give us some picks and Malachi Corley. Ooh. Some picks and Malachi Corley. Do everything you can. Man, oh, man. Salute to all the savages in the chat. Jay Mitch says Gibson and Corley will be tough. Yes, they will. I'm telling you, that wide receiver battle is going to be something else, man. Something else. Outlaw in the chat salutes and respect to you as well. Savage, he says, Garrett Wilson is the one that I'm worried about. If he's going to resign because he's not going to stay here, if he's going to resign because he's not going to stay here, we're going to keep losing. He wants to make a huge run. Yeah, he's a guy that we have to bring back. He's a guy we have to bring back, man. And I'm telling you, the more capital you give up, the more cap you give up, the rougher it becomes, man. The rougher it becomes to make moves in the future. And again, I love Davante, but it's a tough situation. And I just don't think that you can afford him. I just don't, especially with everything that we have moving and shaking. It'd be a great move, but I don't know about that. So with that said, it's been phenomenal talking to everybody. But, we're coming towards the end of the show here. Salutes and respect to all of the savages, man. Giving everybody your thoughts. Going back and forth in the chat. Man, oh, man. There's a lot of people that didn't like Chris's GM text. Salutes to Michael. He says, Chris, you definitely aren't a GM. I'd fire you while you sell the farm for Davante Adams. Hey, man. I've talked to a lot of Jets fans that want Davante, that no matter the cost, they don't care. Put him in a Jets uniform, make it happen. Okay? That's what a lot of them are saying. I respect everybody's take. Man, it's rough. It's rough, especially with a lot of the decisions that we have coming up for the future as well. And again, I think a lot of people believe that it's either Davante or the Jets offense is going to fall off a cliff. I don't think that happens. Not if you have a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Not if you have that, man. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. And I think this offense will be able to produce and put up numbers. And this Jets defense has been shut down since forever. You know what I'm saying? We've been destroying the league defensively forever. So it is what it is there. So we're going to go ahead and close out the show. I want to thank everybody for watching. Listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. All right. I'm also on Twitter as well. All right. Going on over to Twitter. Type in @The Long Beach Joe. @The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. Follow your boy. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. Okay? I have it on at all times. All right? He's going to come back this year, I'm telling you, and he's going to destroy people. All right? He's going to destroy people. I can't wait for the Jets to lock him up for years to come. Can't wait. But that's what we do at SC. We fight on. You know what I'm saying? We fight on. So me and Vera Tucker, you know what I'm saying? We'll be down there trolling. Come on down there with us. All right. I'm also on YouTube as well. Going over to YouTube. All right. Type in Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you'll be in the know. Give the video and streams a thumbs up. And if you want to troll me, get in the comments. All right. Troll me. And let's go back and forth. And as always, people, when you see me in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. I want to thank you folks for taking the times out of your day to call in, to be in the chat, all the savages, to interact any way that you interact with your boy. All right. I want to thank y'all. Okay. It means a lot to me. So until the next show, you folks have a good one. Peace. 1 second, folks. Boom. Okay, I should be back. Listen, salutes and respect to everybody. I want to thank you folks for watching. Thank you folks for listening. It was a great show. I had a lot of fun. For those of you that do not know, okay, hold on. All right. Take care of this here. That link tree has links to all of my social media. Please go there. Check out all of my social media. Follow your boy. Check out all of my YouTube pages. I have a reaction up. I have more reactions coming. Please check those out as well. And get involved with everything I do. That link tree has everything, even the charities that I work with as well. So please get involved with all of that stuff, and I appreciate y'all that do. We do these shows year round. This number right here is the number to call into the show. It will be the number to call into the show forever. Sometimes Blog Talk sucks, okay? They always suck, but it worked tonight. Sometimes Blog Talk doesn't work. If it doesn't work, believe me, you'll have the number. I still can take calls into the show. But, this is the number to the show. And you can call in and we have a lot of fun, okay? I don't block people. There was a person I was running around saying I was blocking them. When you call in, okay, if I don't know you by name, I'll call out your area code. Please know what your area code is, okay? I'm never going to say who it was. There was a person that didn't know. I call out your area code, and then I bring you on. We have a lot of fun, and we talk about the team, all right? Also, people call in to this number before the show starts sometimes. The show starts generally at 7 p.m. Eastern. It is on different days sometimes. My schedule's wild, right? But again, if you follow me across my social media, you will know that. I post hours before I go live that I'm going live. We always come in and we have a lot of fun. So my show starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. Some people call in like 6:50 and they wait on the lines till the show starts. Then once the show starts, boom, I take my callers. As y'all see, I talked for a little bit tonight because we have some things to cover. But generally, I talk for maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then I get to the calls and we have a lot of fun and go back and forth. All right. Also, keep in mind when you call in, please make sure you have a clear background. I want to be able to hear you. If I can't hear you and my audience can't hear you, what can I do? Also, make sure you have a good connection as well. If your connection is all over the place, I'll try to say, hey, connect your connection, correct your connection, see if you can figure it out. And if you can't and you're spotty, I can't hear you, then, we'll move on as well. Some people call in from like what are those things, like headsets, Bluetooth headsets. It makes it echo. It sounds crazy. Your connection can be crazy as well. Please don't call in on those. Keep those away as well. And just talking to your phone, it's great that way. And we have a lot of fun doing that. So I'm not going to tell you who's calling in early to the show. It's Rusty and Val that do that. I'm not telling you who it is, but it's Rusty and Val. And yeah, so it's not illegal for you to do that. Okay. This number, okay, before 7, I think it's 6:50 when the lines open. And you can wait. I think it's 6:50. Some people have told me before that. But either way, all right, call in, and we have a lot of fun, and we talk about the team. There's some people that think I like chew people's heads off and go crazy. I don't do that, all right? Even if I don't agree with your take, I respectfully disagree, okay? And we'll have that discussion. But I definitely give people enough time to talk, to give us your takes and give us your thoughts about the team and how you feel, okay? Just be prepared to defend your take a little, all right? That's all. So we have a lot of fun. Oh, the only thing I don't allow on my show is cursing. That's like the only rule. Don't call in here cursing like crazy. I'll get you up out of here, okay? Because we have kids that listen. We have older people that listen. And I can't have that. And also, this is YouTube. YouTube is a very sensitive platform. Very sensitive, all right? And I have to be careful on YouTube. So we can't allow cursing over here, all right? Don't get too crazy with that. If you do, I'll ask you to correct yourself. If it continues, then I'll move on, okay? Savages that have been here know I will hang up on people. I cannot have that, okay? We have an audience here that, again, young people, older people, we got to be respectful to them in their ears. So, yeah. So we have a lot of fun. We also do live watch-alongs when the season starts, watch games together, and we have a lot of fun doing that. And so we have a blast doing that. Please, come in and be a part of it. And then after the games, we usually have a live radio show, and we talk about what we saw. So we have a lot of fun doing that as well. You might catch a boy gaming on this channel, too, from time to time. Please come in and check with me on that. Say what's up and talk to your boy. We have a lot of fun, talk about life and all the things that's going on. So we have a blast over here. Again, subscribe, get involved with everything that I'm doing, and come have fun. So, man, with that said, gotta get up out of here, okay? Gotta go, all right? Listen, please. Oh, yeah, the background noise too. Listen, there's a lot of people that call me from work. I appreciate y'all, okay? Some people on their jackhammer at their job. Listen, put the jackhammer down, go down the street, and then call your boy, okay? Again, background noise. If it's crazy, I'm gonna move on. I can't do it, because if I can't hear you, what can happen? My audience can't hear you either. What can we do? But I appreciate everybody that listens to your boy at their job. I appreciate that. Get your money and listen. You know what I'm saying? So I got to get out of here, folks. Schedule's crazy. I got to go. Listen, folks, sit down with the people that you love. Spend time with them. Okay. Spend time with the people that you care about the most. Sit down, enjoy some good food, have a great conversation, enjoy some good TV. Let the people that you love know that you love them. Okay. Let them know, man. It's important to me in my life. I hope it's important to you in yours. All right. All right. Be safe, folks. Be safe. This world is crazy. This world is crazy. I don't know what's going on, but it's crazy. So enjoy and love the people, that are around you, man. And let them know, because you never know what can happen. You never know. All right. So until the next show, I think the next show is going to be on Tuesday, but I'll let y'all know for sure. We got camp coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. We're going to have a blast.